All right, so first thing we're going to do, we are going to head on over to our Google Drive. Once you get there, I'd like you to open your Photography One folder, Leading Lines, and you are going to pick out any one of your black and white leading line pictures. It's pretty important that you're selecting one that is saved as a JPEG or a JPG. So I am going to select, let's go with this one. Now I'm able to open it up from here in Photopea. If you're unable to do that, make sure that you head on over to Photopea and open from there. Once your image is open up in Photopea, first thing you need to look at is the direction of the picture. If it is in portrait view, just like mine is right now, that means that the left and the right-hand side are the longest sides of the image. We need to get this to be a landscape view. To do this, click on Image, Transform, and you can either rotate 90 degrees to the right or 90 degrees to the left. I'm going to select 90 degrees to the left. Now that I've done that, I have my landscape view image. We're going to leave this alone for right now, but we are going to go back to it several times during this project. Let's head on over to the word File. Click on that, New. You can label this Leading Line 1 if this is your first, or if this is your second or third, change up that number. The next thing that we need to change is the DPI. So always after naming your project, you must change the DPI before adjusting any of the other height or width measurements. When you do this, it's actually going to change up those numbers. That's why we're doing that first. The width for this project is 4032, and the height is 3024. So it should say leading line 1, or whatever number you're up to, 4032 pixels, height 3024, DPI 300. Don't worry about the background, that doesn't make a difference. Click on Create. Once you have this ready to go, we're going to go up top to View. First, go down to Show. You want to make sure that Guides has a check mark. If it doesn't, you need to click on it. So I unclicked it, so now you can see what it looks like without it. I'm going to click on that so I know that I'm able to see my guides. Under the same View menu, I'm going to go down to Add Guides. This is going to help us divide up this page, this white rectangle, into 4 equal parts. The horizontal measurement is 1512, and the vertical is 2016. Click on OK. This will divide up the image into 4 slices, 4 quadrants. That looks like a window pane. We're going to start with the top left and work our way around. So how do we do that? You're going to go back to your original photo. So use the tabs on the top. Control A to select all, Control C to copy. Go back to your image, Control V to paste. Give it a moment. It takes a little bit of time to copy and paste. Okay. When you're clicked on the Move tool or the top right arrow on your menu bar, I'd like you to then go up top where it says Transform Controls. When you click this, you get this bounding box and these anchor points around the outside. We're going to resize this image by holding down Shift, pulling from the bottom right corner and pulling it towards the center. It should snap to the center point like so. Click the check mark when you're done. The idea of this project is to create a reflection. So our next step is to mirror this image in the second quadrant or the top right corner. Here is our image. So I'm going to go back to the original. We do not make any changes on here except for resizing. I'm back at my original image. Image transform, and a little bit different than how we started, we're going to flip horizontally. It may look very similar, but it actually took what was on the left and put it on the right. So it's going to look like a mirrored image. Control A, Control C, back to your project, Control V. Since we are filling this top right corner, we are going to start in the opposite, holding down Shift, pulling from the corner towards that quadrant. If you've done this correctly, the line should meet down the middle like so, and it should look like a reflection. So we've done horizontal. Whenever we cross this line, this vertical line here, we go horizontal for our flip. We're going to do the opposite down here. We're going to go for a vertical flip. So we head back to our image. No need to change it back. We're just going to continue off of this. Image, transform, flip vertically. Control A, Control C, Control V. Starting on the top left, holding down Shift, pulling down to the bottom right corner, and it should snap in place. So one more time, we're going over that vertical center line, we flip horizontally. Back to the image, transform, flip horizontally. Control A, Control C, Control V. Top right, down to the bottom left corner. Hit on that check mark. If you want to take a peek to see how you did, I like to go back in, click View, Show, and hide my guides. You can also click off transform controls and it gives you a nice smooth look to your work. If you feel like you've run into some problems, let's just say I move this layer over, there's a little sliver. Use your keyboard arrows and they will help you to straighten things out a little bit easier than using your mouse pad. When your work is completely done, File, Export as JPG or JPEG. Be sure to click Save. Once your image is saved, it's saved to your downloads on your Chromebook or your device. So we want to go back to your drive, go to Photography, Leading Lines. You could upload directly here, or I've made a little project folder. Now I've done a few, as you can see. I'm going to go to New, File, Upload, and my most recent Leading Line project, I'll select and open up. You'll see that it's loading, and we add it right in there. So it's there, I'm able to have access to it, and that's all we're going to do for today. If it's much easier for you to keep this image up instead of rewatching a video, it's on Google Classroom and the actual assignment. As you can see, it has the information for your new project. Remember to change your DPI first. Don't forget to add your guides and to export as a JPEG. Here's your original image. We flip horizontal, flip vertical, and flip horizontal. Don't make any changes on this page except for resizing. You always go back to that original image. When you're done, you do not need to save that original image as you already have it saved on your drive.